All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for My
Hero Academia, Season 6, Episode 14. Back to school?
No, I mean, we gotta recover, man.
Yeah.
We ain't doing any school shit.
I would certainly
World
hope
half
not.
ended.
Yep.
Like,
how would you go back to normal life after this, after all?
You'd eventually try, but yeah, I think at this point right now, we need to get everybody into hospital beds. I mean, we kind of have most everybody in there, but we need to
find anyway.
We need to search for survivors. You know, we need to go and maybe look in the wreckage of Gigantomachia's wake.
Do one giant funeral.
Yeah. Do kind of some communiques with the people that are gonna have to salvage this and be like, hey, let's keep things on focus here. Yep. Shigaraki got away. But yeah, the info of how and why Shigaraki got away will be only known to a few.
Yeah.
So I want to see Mirio pass on some information or obviously Deku. But
yes.
But
yes.
Yeah. This is gonna be wild. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Oof. It's just a quiet, just wasteland.
Yep.
Oh.
How many people died? Oh shit.
Whoa, damn. Whoa.
Oh.
Wow. Damn, getting all this set up before everything. Wow. New OP, baby.
Oh shit.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, we're going dystopia, baby.
Yep.
Oh, and he's leaving.
Oh, okay.
New character, yeah. Oh, damn. My boy just needs a rest.
Oh, that walk.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Wait, how close are we to the end of the show?
Whoa, I'm gonna need to freeze frame some of that.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Oh.
Wow. Wow. Hellish Hell, what a name for an episode.
Okay.
Wow, she died there. Damn. So we're doing a little bit of recap, okay. Yep, just rolled.
Yep. I forgot that she just leg twisted the head off of a high end.
Yeah. Fuck, there were so many people involved in this fucking fight.
Yep.
Ah! Put it up in its bed! Then an actual legend showed up while still half alive. Like, the amount of back and forth, and then fucking Mirio as well!
Okay, yeah, so just to recap start.
Yeah, we still got plenty of episode left, yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
Right.
Ah, wow.
They got badly injured. Yeah.
Yeah, etc.
The list goes on.
Whoa. Those patches things on his body. Yeah, so he's surviving.
Okay.
Fucking get shot! Oh, yep.
All right.
Oh.
軍河山荘の会議に集まった頂上解放戦線構成員16009
Holy
Jesus.
shit.
That is an army, yeah.
Yeah.
とマキアと共に山荘を離れた頂上解放戦線幹部を含む132名
Yeah, who knows where they are.
But only 130. That's
Yeah, but they didn't gather 100,000, you know? Which is the number they...
頂上解放戦線支部への
Yeah.
目標メンバー全員拘束
Oh, wow. Wow. So,
okay.
the actual raids everywhere else did really well.
That was where the report ended.
けれど
Yep.
掃討作戦に
Uh-huh.
その
The civilians that died.
Yep.
Oh, shit. Yeah, and you have all these civilians and stuff that are... Holy fuck. Yep. You
Okay.
can't go searching for a random villain in the midst of this. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Nice. Don't give me a dirt face right now. That was scary. These two together are actually perfect for rescue and stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
No one can... And watch, it's just gonna be like... so many people that she's gonna try to save, but... you know, she's probably gonna find so many bodies and stuff as well. Oh. I love the corgi in the background for any voices. Like, he probably heard the dog be like, my master's over here, you
Sniff
know?
out people and...
Yeah. Oh, and pigeon, yeah. Hell yeah.
All right.
Yeah, scouting out all kinds of people, yeah. Oh, yep. Just not enough resources. Oh, yeah, and then you have, you know, people that have morphing abilities that are... Oh, a hero that just broke.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. The visualization of the rock above her, like it's like a big weight about to crush her as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Did they find the body?
Yep. That's yep.
Yeah.
Yep. No, she's gone. Uh-huh. Yeah, he's dead too, yeah. Yeah, Majestic was the one that threw them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
たった一つ確かなのは死柄木の執念によって多くのものが散っていったことそして
Yeah. 'Whoa, yeah. Oh shit. Oh, Spinner is with him. Yep.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, all the way
His
back to the
journey.
beginning.
We're gonna see him change his run.
Uh-huh.
Whoa. Oh. Do you walk towards them? Okay, you do. Cool. All right. Well, if you're going to give us some recap, give us that just delightfully juicy bits at the end.
Yeah.
That was really good.
That was fantastic.
I unironically love the fact that MHA is starting to showcase some of the things that I've wanted them to be showcasing for a while, which is that when you have, dramatic acts of these villains here and stuff, ordinary people are going to suffer. And we saw it, and they did not turn away from it. If anything, they came this close to, killing kids.
Yeah.
And then almost even more dark was the way in which a hero just gave up in the midst of watching this suffering.
Right.
In the most, I would say, realistic kind of response for a lot of people who are just not mentally prepared for this. And also maybe realizing a little bit that, Uraraka and Suyu, yeah, thank you. Yeah, are actually prepared for this because they came into maybe being a hero with the right motives.
And also they had the rough experiences earlier on with like all of the attacks that they had to deal with and shit.
So that combination of this guy probably not having those rough experiences necessarily, and also maybe not even coming into this for anything more than it being a good way to make money. Yeah.
Right. Like,
It's
it
I
makes
understand.
It makes me feel good emotionally, and also
it's a fulfilling
pays,
kind of work.
Yeah, and it pays the bills,
But it's the, no, I don't want to look at, society's sufferings.
I'm not a soldier. I'm not a, maybe I'm not a hero.
I mean, but even then, like, this is just being, an emergency response person here.
Right.
He's not having to inflict violence.
Nope.
This is the kind of thing where if you had a hurricane come through, it'd be the exact kind of situation. People screaming and people dying, people in pain and stuff. And no, this isn't some kind of like unwarranted, unforeseen kind of thing. This is what you literally train for, not to fight villains necessarily.
Right.
Because you could.
And maybe you wouldn't be prepared for something of this scale. But,
sure.
But yeah.
But yeah, I love that this random hero was shown this way because, like, it doesn't matter who they are. It's just the idea that not everyone is able to bear that weight. And then the idea that, you have the Uravati, the one who can make anything weightless, actually is shaken not by the pains and the sufferings of all these children and people and stuff like that, and people nearly dying, or probably also bodies that she's seeing everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Crushed by the rubble. But then seeing someone who's older, maybe been in this longer than she has, most likely, giving up in the middle of it.
And one of the reasons why I specifically love that is because it gives so much more weight and importance to the bit of how, yes, in order to defeat Shigaraki and Makia and everything, it was a thread woven together by everybody, right? And if even a single strand had frayed, the whole thing would have fallen apart. This is like
here's the fray of
right,
the edges.
Exactly.
Here.
This is the flip side of that, where it's the, yes, it can feel like you're weak and you can't do anything, but no, you can do something. Well, here you feel like you're weak and you can't do anything, and and in a lot of ways,
this is what it means to be a hero.
Well, this is what it means to be a hero.
Yeah.
But that guy, in his one decision to give up, might have had a bigger impact in that action than if he had actually kept going. Not as far as like what kind of effect, but in the magnitude of the effect. Because I'll bet Uraraka wasn't the only one who saw that, right?
Or at the very least, at some point he freezes up. Someone comes over and goes, I need you to use your quirk to come over and do this thing. And he just kind of blankly stares off in the distance.
Yeah.
And someone comes over and grabs him by the shoulder, shakes him up, and is like, hey, snap out of it.
Yeah.
And he just goes, why?
Yep.
Or, nothing.
Right.
It's just the kind of thing where the more people that kind of encounter that, the more idea of the thought that heroes aren't enough, that we're not able to do this here, is something that's going to shake, the overwhelming masses by the ripple effect of that. Because it's not just, Toya's video that's going to shake that. It's the event of this happening and all the civilians that died or were injured. But it's also just the idea that the heroes didn't win. There's no great, proclamation about how they're, going to be like, oh, we won this here because, well, look at all these people that we captured. No, if anything, it's there were 16,000.
Yep.
You're telling me those are only the ones that they counted at the villa specifically. But it's wait, in our country, we were so divided that almost 100,000 of us, from the the reports, they might not show all of this for the same reasons that I'm talking about here.
Yep.
But it's okay, yeah, we can just go on. And then the idea that All for One's like, why do they think that just tomorrow will be another day?
Right.
Now, I love that that's
Great
what
line.
they'll fall back on. And yes, that's a fantastic line. But if his thing is, I'm not going to give them any rest,
Nope.
you better hope the government can cover up a Tartarus breakout. Like,
Oh yeah.
that's
Like
we're
Yeah.
headed into disaster territory.
Things
And
like- things
the
like-
OP definitely makes it feel very dystopic.
yes, the I am not here sign
Yes.
on the All Might statue. Words cannot say how much I love that.
Yes.
Like that. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Gives
the
me
idea.
Watchmen, Fallen Superman vibes, all kinds of
Oh
all
yes.
kinds of
Oh
stuff,
yes.
yeah.
It gives me the Attack on Titan making Shinzo Sasageo be something that you're scared of, kind of a deal where the All Might saying I am here. Now all of a sudden it's not a positive line for a lot of people
It's a
anymore.
reminder that we are not there anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the idea now this is me going out on a bit of a limb, right?
Oh, okay.
Because, OP footage, things like that doesn't have to be what's actually happening.
Yeah.
But the idea that you see people, Deku specifically, looking at a statue of All Might that says, I am not here,
Yeah.
and not removing the sign.
No.
Because it would do more harm than good. Right? Like that.
Yeah, I love this kind of strange, kind of depressed Deku kind of look that we can see here. There very much seems to be this vibe of him kind of going off the deep end a little bit, and
Yeah,
he's like hunting for Shigaraki.
The tattered remains of his original superhero uniform.
The mask.
The mask, yeah.
Yeah. The idea that, his friends are kind of constantly shown of like reaching out to him of like, come back, stay with us. And
Yeah.
it's the kind of thing of where he's like, no, I've got something I needed to do. But also I can't help but make the comparison as well because he has Black Whip now. My man is literally going to go on a Spider-Man arc. But
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of here for it.
He was very much doing the Spider-Man thing, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, because if Deku has, like a personal journey that he goes on, that means we'll get Deku talking to himself. And also with the idea of Deku narrating the recap feels like the kind of thing of someone who's kind of on their own doing something that they don't feel like they can get support really from anyone else to do. And if his goal is to reach Shigaraki, but with Shigaraki being, under the domain or dominion of All for One, we can end up in a really cool situation where maybe he also talks a lot with the previous One for All wielders. Because if you look in the OP...
Yeah, when he's doing his badass walk.
Yeah, this was the part that I was like, I need to freeze frame this shit. Because we see some very clear...
Yeah.
Group of the boys against
the three
Shigaraki.
boys, yeah.
Yeah, and that's cool and all. But after that, we see flashes of light in this really cool bits of animation. And they're colored versions of Deku.
Right.
But they're all in the colors of the previous One for All wielders.
And he gets the whole stars behind him as he... Yeah.
And then he, then he runs forward almost like flying with that, like any propulsion. And then we see him in this like terrifying
like
mask visage.
Yeah, scary, angry version of his old mask.
Right.
That then disappears.
Dissolves, and
Yeah.
we see the young boy underneath.
Just
that-
going to save
that
somebody.
just wants to save someone's heart.
Yep.
And the lines of the OP are call to me and hope that my heart is still within your reach.
Nice.
Yeah.
And the way
And
that Shigaraki gets kind of blasted back, as
it's
if
like
there's like a
mummified.
force of Deku approaching.
Yeah, it's like mummified, like remains and dead skin being
And then that
wilted off, and then the
All for One.
All for One face kind of comes out in that exactly.
Yep. And if
then-
we're getting this for the OP already,
Yeah.
like this really
feels
makes
like end of the series. stuff.
yeah, this is the kind of thing that I would expect to see in the final OP for the show.
Yeah.
Like-
yeah, I'm a huge fan of this OP in how minimalist it is for like the difference of the visuals because it's mostly focused on Deku. But then when they went into the animation, just glorious montage bit on the big ruined flat building there, then following that up with the Shigaraki stuff, that sequence of like 15 to like 30 seconds, like I am eating that shit up, and then the extended hand with the star, behind it, but no hand.
Right. No hand. Yeah, it doesn't show a hand
being
going
out
out.
in reach. So it's the
in
idea
a lot
that-
of ways, that'd be a spoiler, right?
That would be a spoiler, but also I feel like it'd be the kind of thing where it would give us too much hope in Deku's ability by himself.
Right.
And I think that Deku is not meant to be the greatest hero because of what he does by himself. That's why in the next frame, we see him, instead of reaching out his hand openly, he reaches his hand out clenched high, being the
All Might
inspiration
pose, yeah.
in the All Might pose, exactly,
Right.
to all of the students behind him.
Right.
Basically saying that he eventually figures out a way to bring them all into his goal or into what he needs to do, and he ends up working together with them, and thus, friendship is power, and it's...
Well, and what I would say, if I were to make a guess as far as what this portends for the show, with the fact that he reaches out to Shigaraki in this OP here, even though we're not near the end of the show, that's showcasing that Deku, because he realized it looked like he needed help, that is the beginning of Deku now trying to save Shigaraki.
Sure.
But it's not going to work because the story isn't going to end yet, and because, of course, Shigaraki isn't suddenly just going to be like, oh, yeah, sure. But this is going to be the point where Deku begins that battle.
Yeah.
And it's not going to work, but he's going to raise his fist high. And in the midst of all of this madness where his friends and society are wondering, oh God, what do we do? Yeah, exactly. He's going to say, we're going to save that boy.
Yeah.
And it'll be so outlandish that,
Yeah, I am with you. I am with you. But I think there's also I'm going to stop him as well.
Oh, yeah.
The combination of saving Shigaraki with I would say, hatred of All for One.
Yes,
the idea
right,
that
exactly.
If in the report it's kind of made clear that Shigaraki shouldn't have been able to wake up, right? It's the idea that we're going to save this boy that, shouldn't have to live on as a puppeted zombie.
Right.
Now, doesn't mean that he should die, but it's the idea that, I'm not going to let you bastardize basically everything about this, lost and broken boy for your own means here. So it's a fuck you All for One in addition to a...
Right. There will be the scary mask as well.
Right. There will be the scary mask as well that wants to end All for One, but also has to figure out how do I separate the boy from this dark master who's, puppeting him. And also just, if we're focused on an arc where the heroes have lost and, Deku turns to more, kind of solo means, like kind of more like vigilante stuff in general, like that's just good. I like that. I think that that's something that can explore a really fun side of things. That you can also bench Deku from certain story arcs for a little bit of time.
Sure.
You can also bench half the cast for some arcs because
if nothing else, they're wounded. Yeah.
Well, not just they're wounded, right? But the idea that we could just have Deku, wandering streets and stuff, saving people, but then, only have maybe 2 or 3 other named characters he actually ever interacts with in an episode.
I would love that. And given the focus that we got in the OP, I would love for Uraraka to specifically get more focus because we got to see how she responded to all of this craziness that was happening. Right. And if we end up having the situation where Deku does go a bit off the deep end, he goes a bit too much into that, I'm a soldier fighting a war kind of a thing, right? Then Uraraka could be a nice balancing act for that. That would be fairly stereotypical, but if that means that we get good Uraraka characterization, I'm all for it.
Well, I mean, I think if it's a wrong way to look at Deku as a soldier. Soldiers follow orders. Deku's not following orders.
That's a great point.
This is more of Deku being a vigilante than anything else. And if anything, I think Uraraka is going to be more the one that's no, Deku, you're making the wrong decision. Come back here.
Yeah,
and
she's going to remind him of hey,
this is what it means to be a hero.
Yeah, this is what you showed me about what a hero means.
Right, and thus I'm going to exemplify that without you if you're going to go and do this thing.
I like it.
So I think the best way to look at it would be that Uraraka is not going to be hung up really so much about Deku, but more what does the loss of another person giving up maybe.
Sure. Yes. I like it.
And thus the students need to fill that gap. So I'm just excited for the class to kind of have their own vision as well, independent of Deku if he goes on this path. because his stuff is going to be interesting regardless, because he's got so many things writing from the main character. But the classes always felt that they lagged behind as a unit, from Deku.
Yeah.
That's why they focus more on Shoto and Bakugo and Ida and Uraraka kind of respectively. So, wow, yeah, great OP. I had brought a lot of interesting
OP.
things to talk about, but episode was mostly recap. So
Mostly recap, but I feel like it really worked because we've gone on a long journey with this arc, and with the stuff that they had afterwards that was largely atmospheric. I think that helped with the atmosphere.
Yep.
And two, if that was all the atmosphere that they're going to do, and then after that they're going to go into technical stuff, I don't want that to be in the same episode as the atmosphere.
I agree. Yeah.
Like I want that to be separate. And so if that means recap, then okay.
Yeah, the deaths that they actually went in on, they didn't backpedal from really any of them other than maybe Compress. But then again, he had just done that. He wasn't exposing or rupturing organs.
They would be invested in taking him alive because he could give them information.
Oh yeah. So great stuff. I think my entire expression for this episode is Spinners at the very end of just like
like that was
the faces that they gave for Spinner and Uraraka at those moments of terror. I want those flanked next to each other as the whole both the hero and the villain looking on with I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Well, and it's so perfect for Spinner too, because this entire time, twice it was you found a place where you belong, but we would love it if you could find a better place, right?
Yeah.
With Spinner, it's what are you doing here?
Yeah,
right.
Get out.
You're not
you were never
meant for this, right?
Yeah, they don't deserve you.
They don't deserve you, and Do you know what's going to happen if you stay here, right? And now he's started to see, right? Even if
he's seeing way
countless murders, weren't enough, right? Yeah. Now the very person that you were trying to help isn't there anymore, and the person who's controlling them doesn't give a shit about you or what you guys have been fighting for or any of that.
Yeah, I would love for Spinner to find Toga and they start the actual League of Villains up again.
Yeah.
Where it's the idea that, oh, shit, I don't think we have a home or a family or anything left, and Dobby sure as fuck doesn't care about us. So, that's our thing there.
Yep.
But I mean, maybe
we'll get Compress back.
Well, right, but also maybe we can, because those were the other two that focused most on exemplifying what Stain was.
Yes, that's true.
The two of them. So if they end up kind of forming a Stain faction, just in general, I think that could be really cool to have something that's smaller than what All for One is building here.
And eventually, there could maybe be a team up. I'm just saying.
I definitely think so.
I'm just saying.
I think this is the kind of story where at the very, very, very end, you do have a big team up of, heroes and outcasts, essentially, by that point.
Right. Because what happens
up against the the evil emperor and his horde of mindless no-mu zombies and stuff.
Because after all of this, some of the heroes might end up kind of being outcasts, not in the same way as some of the League of Villains members, but in similar-ish ways.
Or maybe just based on their choices. Like, Deku literally feels like that's where he's going. So,
and can you blame him?
Can you blame him? But also, can you imagine that conversation between him and All Might?
Well, him and his mom.
Oh, no, he's not going to tell his mom.
She's going to know, though. Like, even if...
No, of course, but do you think he's cruel enough to, tell his mom, No.
Well, what's cooler, right? To tell her or to not tell her?
No, he'd send a message probably of don't worry about me. I'm not going to be home for a bit. He'd lie. He'd do some kind of trip or something. But I think with All Might, he would actually talk to him.
Okay.
I personally,
yeah.
Obviously, I think he's going to check in with his mom after just to let her know he's okay. But then I think after that, he might not talk to her, until, then. But... Yeah.
He comes home after, all of the shit that's happened and whatever permanent injuries he's sustained by then. It's, hey, Mom.
Yeah, I am a little bit hopeful that they actually give us some time of Deku taking bit to recover, because it did seem a little bit like we casually just went through him going 100% and his arms and legs are fucked. And if he just gets better from that
That'll-
release quickly, that'll undermine that a little bit. So
Yeah.
I do hope that the villains, specifically All for One, continues to win here for the next few episodes, and it takes a while before we get a
Yeah.
Deku that's willing to go off out somewhere and go
Oh.
all Spider-Man like.
And maybe that's where the OP comes from in a lot of ways, because they aren't able to do anything. They have to recover. In that time, the Nomus bust out All for One. He does his whole crazy thing, right? And then it's just,
Yeah.
you know, now we're in his land, right?
Sure, that could be it. It's just we end up in a world where, yeah, he declares himself the ruler of Japan again.
Yep.
And it's fall in line, or I will start destroying cities. I will start taking you all hostage. And now I
Yep.
make my declaration to the world. If you send anything over here, I will destroy Japan piece by piece. You cannot stop me.
Maybe I'll go after you next, or you know.
Yeah, exactly. So I am very excited for the maybe Deku is not necessarily a vigilante, but he's more of an underground kind of
Resistance leader.
And that's
Yeah.
why he needs to hide his identity. Is just
Sure.
that he.
Oh,
is
yeah,
the
no,
kind
that's
of
a great
person
point.
that Shigaraki and All for One by extension would be the most wanting to look for, and it could be the thing of where surrender to me, the boy Deku, or Izuku Midoriya.
And every day you don't, I'll kill 100 people. Yeah.
Yeah, or what have you. Yeah, there's all kinds of ways this could go. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. So you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out my Persona 5 Royal Let's Play on Twitch. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
Next time.